These are the best place to study, coming from a doctor who learned the hard way. We want to stop looking like this and start getting more of these. First up is active recall. Instead of rereading content, you need to be actively testing yourself. Some ways of doing this include flashcards, practice tests, summarising and mind mapping. And it's important to use a good study resource to make this easier for yourself. One that I've been loving at the moment is Studyfetch. Studyfetch is an AI learning platform that essentially allows you to upload materials and create active recall methods such as flashcards and practice tests based on the materials you upload. This is the perfect way to incorporate active recall into your study methods. Next up is spaced repetition. So this is essentially where you cover the same material but at spaced intervals. For example, covering the material on day 1, day 3, day 8 and day 13 of your study routine. These are just some examples that I used. Doing this helps to create long-term memory because just before you forget the content, you're then covering it again. And this repetitive method of studying with spaced intervals is so good for your long-term memory and for retaining information. This is particularly good for content-heavy topics as well as wordy notes or formulas. And a top tip would to be create a schedule so you know exactly what you're studying on which days. Next up, we have regular breaks. This is so important. It's better to do short bursts of studying with regular breaks rather than spending hours on end covering the same topic and not retaining any of the information. It really helps to beat procrastination and maintain focus so that you know you're really taking the information in. It's important that you choose your own studying to break ratio depending on how you work. So for some people, 45 minutes studying with a 10-minute break is enough. Some people prefer to study for longer, so 50 minutes studying and then a 15-minute break. But make sure that your breaks are in relation to how long you've studied for. Next up, we have practice tests. Now, this is absolutely crucial. This is, of course, a form of active recall, and you can tailor your question styles to however you best study. So whether that be multiple choice, free text answers, fill the blanks. And it's really useful to time these to simulate a true exam and get used to the time pressures for when you sit the actual exam. This way, you're not going to get any shocks or surprises when you sit the real thing. Studyfetch can create practice tests that actually mimic the MCAT, so you know that you're actually revising the right thing in preparation for your exam. Next up is having healthy foundations. Now, this is so important to look after yourself and look after your body, because if you don't, your mind is not going to be happy and you're not going to study to the best of your ability. If you don't take enough rest, your mind is not going to be prepared and you aren't going to be in the headspace for studying. It's so important to get enough sleep, make sure you're eating well. And a combination of all this together just means that your body will be so much happier, which in turn makes your mind happier so that you know that studying is going to be successful rather than just a waste of time. And that pretty much sums it up. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these and how you've gotten on with them.